Hello, everyone. This is Susan here from the Grand Connection, and I'm really excited to have a conversation with a new member, Sandra Lee, who is with Miracle Inspirations. And we had a lovely meeting last week, and I was inspired by our talk about vision and goal setting, which is the theme of the month this month at the Grand Connection. So everything here is about how we, in January, how we can plan our new vision for 2025. My vision is to meet with all of our Grand Connection members, and all of you who've already had some mini meets with me know that that's something I'm really working on, and helping everybody make those connections that can help you grow and succeed in your business. If you're new to the Grand Connection, we're a community of heart-centered entrepreneurs that want to help you succeed through collaboration. And Sandra Lee, I'm just so excited to have you here today. I'm going to just share a little bit with everybody about what you do. When Sandra, when she's a person, when you have something important to accomplish and it's just not happening, one way of looking at it is that the flow of your energy is blocked. We spoke a lot about that last week. Sandra Lee helps women entrepreneurs increase sales and make progress towards their big picture goals by realigning their intentions with their soul's purpose. With exceptional intuitive awareness, the power of sound, and a touch of science, she helps you get back in the energetic flow and prioritizing the actions that matter. So welcome, Sandra. I'm just really excited to have you part of the community.
Yay!
So, tell me a little bit about, why you started your business and what makes you get up in the morning and drives you to help your clients.
I had this big, huge goal that the government and corporations and food production system and healthcare system and all of these things that run our world, they all prioritize what's best for people and the planet, and not power and profit. And that's not really the world we're living right now. And I think there are a lot of people who really ultimately want that. But I think that there are a lot of people, including me, that want this, but have not been actively engaged in doing things that actually make that happen. And I really want to support people, entrepreneurs in particular, in taking those actions, doing the things that they also maybe have really wanted for a long time, but haven't been acting on. And how fulfilling is it when I am actually making things happen? And I want to inspire other entrepreneurs to be able to do the same. That's really the biggest thing that moves me.
And we talked a lot about being aligned with who you are and what you do. When we had our discussion last week, and it led me to thinking about how people make goals for the new year and how they accomplish them. You want to share a little bit more about that?
There are a lot of people, particularly at this time of year, who set intentions, who set goals, whether they call them resolutions or not. They set these intentions at the beginning of the year. And they start off fresh. Okay, I'm going to do it. And then by February, gym attendance has dropped back off to its more normal level. People are not doing as well on the diets, the food things that they've said they wanted to do. Whatever it is that they may have said, I'm going to do this, they fall off. And one that I have as an example is, I don't know how many times I have told myself I'm going to walk outside every day. And I do it for a little while, and I'm going great, and then I drop off. It's so easy to take these intentions, these goals that I set, and get busy doing something. So I don't feel like today, or it's too wet outside, I'm not going to go walk. And I just don't pick it back up again. Has anybody had that kind of relationship?
Yeah.
Right? So
there's some goals, Sandra, that I make happen, but there's certain ones that I procrastinate on. Adding in a weight training program into my life, I have struggled to make that happen. I recently got diagnosed with osteoporosis, and I know I need to do it. I try. I put weights by my desk, and I still kind of it's just creating that new habit around it that I'm struggling with for my own goals. And I feel like there's not enough room to fit in something new.
Yeah. So I have this new analogy that I'm using for thinking about and talking about goals. So let's imagine that I'm on this path. And here I am here, and my goal is down the path. So, you doing your weight bearing exercise, weight bearing movement to have your body be healthier. That's out in your future on your path.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the path. So, are there things about yourself, your thought processes, your habits that come up and get in your way? Let's call those boulders. Okay, these boulders pop up in the road, your belief systems, your habits, all of these things, they really are in your control, but you don't believe. So for me, in the walking thing, it's like, oh, it's too hard, and oh, I keep forgetting, and I'm not good enough, or I don't have time. All these things, those are my beliefs. And
It's raining a lot where I live. That's kind of minimizes it, but I do actually go out for a walk every day. I that's one that I've managed to do. But yeah.
Yes, but for me, that shows up as these barriers I put up in the path between me and my goal. Okay, so how can I work with these beliefs, these limitations, these things that I think get in my way? Because ultimately, I believe that it's all my choice. I might feel like external conditions, external people, external situations are pushing me around and keeping me from living into my goals. But ultimately, I know when I'm taking responsibility for it, that it's all over here. It's all up to me to take the actions, to do the things that I know I should be doing, but I haven't been. And so if I say I'm going to do this and I don't, I'm breaking my own word. It's a discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mindset thing. And so I need to do what I need to do to take care of all these things that I put up in my path so that I actually can navigate the path. If I put up these barriers, these are mountains of disbelief, right? Doubt, that can block me from taking any action at all. And so it's up to me to decide. So when it comes to this big picture goal, change the world goal, it has been so, I can't do that. Who am I to think I can
And
actually?
a lot of us think a lot of members of our community, they want to make an impact in the world. And every so often we're frustrated and we think, well, it comes to that point. Well, I'm just one person. What can I do?
Yes. So by doing things like having the Energize Your Vision group healing session
Mm-hmm.
for you and your 2025 business goals, I'm actually getting the world closer to all these business owners having that impact. So I'm actually taking action towards that big picture goal. Does that make sense? So I'm starting to clear away some of the negative beliefs, I can't, that are in the way between me and my goal. And I can do this, whatever the goal is. So the change the world goal, that's like massive. And then, walking every day, that's a little bit more small scale, manageable goal. Whatever the goals are I have a path towards each of them. And I can clear these limitations that I am self-imposing on my path.
And how do you do this with clients?
Part of it is just being aware that this is going on.
Yeah.
The awareness.
The first step is the awareness, understanding.
Yeah. And then seeking healing. Now, there's some things that I can heal myself, but I have found myself to be really ineffective at taking care of my own stuff. Here's how I describe it to people. This is like in my face, and I'm too close to my issues to be able to see them clearly. So This is where the value of having healing practitioners and coaches comes in. When I am really stuck, I say, go to one of my people, and I was like, hey, can you help me? Because I'm stuck. And I'm able to get a new perspective that I'm not able to get on my own. I call that getting an outside of my head perspective. Because for me, I run these loops in my head, the same old conversation over and over and over again. And left to my own devices, I'm not going to get out of that by myself. When somebody, the friend who I worked with this morning, right, drips in a perspective that I don't have on my own, it's like, oh, it's possible for me to see things differently. It's possible for me to let go of those old assumptions, traumas, belief systems from the past that's keeping me from moving forward.
It's really important to have those outside perspectives. I mean, for yourself, your personal development, your wellness journey, and your business journey as well. Right now, I'm working with somebody to help me with my messaging in the Grand Connection, because I don't see it as well as other people see it. You get kind of caught in the weeds. You're caught in that forest. You can't see the trees through the forest. It's that other perspective. And that's why it's so wonderful that, as part of the Grand Connection, we have so many different coaches and skilled experts in different areas and disciplines that you get to know people. And you can share ideas with other people. You can form some sort of a accountability group or a mastermind group together, or, trade skills, or work with each other as clients. It's just very powerful, and all of us can grow together in community, which is really helpful. And that's why I just loved, when we had our conversation last week, I was like, you have a lot of wisdom about how to, to work with yourself and to understand yourself. And as we were talking a lot about making goals happen for the new year, and how to clear away the things that are stopping you, that I just felt other people in the community, you need to know Sandra Lee. She's a new member. I'd love you to get to know her. You also talked about evolutionary purpose, and I thought that was really interesting, your concept. And can you explain a little bit about that?
So one of the things I do is human design. Gives you a chart based on where the planets were at the time you were born. It says a lot about who you are. And for a long time, I have seen how energetically people express the purpose that's in their human design chart. And I really see that as being living my purpose on a personal level. So with the people that I interact with, people in my business, with my community, with my local government, but that's really personal scale. And it's been wonderful seeing that for people, for my clients. Recently, I started seeing people's purpose on a broader, more universal level. I started seeing how this individual, Susan, makes this difference, not just for her community, not just for the world, but for the universe, for the evolution of all that is. And it just kind of blew me away when I saw that. So, thinking about the Grand Connection and the role of the Grand Connection. I saw a little bit about this when I was working with Susan, talking to Susan the other day. So let's see a little bit more about how does Grand Connection, this network that she is building, contribute to the evolution of all that is. I can feel it in my solar plexus and in my breathing, and it's like catching my breath. How big it is. So it's like thinking about, the aspect that's coming up right now is giving people the experience of being seen. This is different from what I picked up before. There's like a deeper level to it. So it's like, how can people have the experience of being seen through being in community?
Yeah, it's so powerful. And we're a community of communities. So when you're seen in a community of communities, you also have that ability that someone in the community who has their own community can bring your wisdom to their community. So it just leverages out through the communities that are all part of this network. So it's really powerful. Like, you've heard about the network effect, or the used to be that, where the Kevin Bacon thing, where everybody's 7 connections away from Kevin Bacon, or he knew everybody in Hollywood or whatever. But now with social media and the way connections are now, like in it's so much more of a global world, we're under 3 connections away to almost everybody in the whole planet.
Yes. And so when it comes to this energy of being seen, this is a fundamental foundational need that every human being has. Every human being has this desire, this inner drive to be seen. And this really comes from like being an infant just after birth. And you don't have language yet. And you try to communicate with your parents and they don't get it because you can't speak English or you can't speak whatever your language is. And so there's this separation that develops right at that time of birth. That moment when you go from being inside mother to outside mother. There's this, I call it the foundational separation.
Mm-hmm.
And this experience of not being seen, no longer being one with the mother, that's the foundational trauma that everyone has. So that everyone has this need, this desire to be seen, to be held, to be received. And so by creating this community, this nest that nurtures and supports connection, people sharing who they really are and being seen by other people, seeing each other. It was like, oh, just feeling how much it moves me even talking about it. And, I just joined Grand Connection and I did it seeing just from the introduction to it, oh, this is a place for being seen, for spreading that experience of being seen, not just in this little community, but globally. And when we were working with Your Evolutionary Purpose, when we talked earlier in the week, that aspect of the seeing, the container, the holding, being the whole. And so being seen in that way. This is one of the real gifts that has come through the blossoming of the internet and Zoom over the past couple of years. Now we suddenly become more seen all over the place. That wasn't possible before. So how can we take networking, connecting, community, and truly globalize it so this experience of being seen spreads everywhere?
It's a powerful concept.
Yeah. And when we take that being seen to the level of what we were talking about earlier about the global change, it's harder to keep things hidden when we are all connected. When we're seeing the things that have been hidden before and are now coming out. So it's like all of us being seen and being able to speak our truth, because that's an aspect of being seen as well, right? When I don't feel like people see me, I'm not going to vocalize. I'm not going to share myself. I'm not going to show who I am because it's not safe. So when we have the nest, the container of the community that creates that safe space, oh my goodness, what's possible for us to be seen, to be heard, to be out there making the contribution that we make? Because it takes being safe enough to share it to be able to make that contribution.
Wonderful words to think about for the new year, and everyone that's listening that has a voice and wants to share something with the world. You have to meet Sandra. Come to a Grand Connection event. You can come to 2 events as a guest. Just go to grandconnection.ca. We have lots of events running every month. You can also connect with me for one of my mini meets as well, and connect with Sandra. Her information is in the chat. You can see it down below. Sandra, do you want to tell people a little bit how they can work with you and where they can reach you, and any upcoming events or anything you want to share?
So first is I am contributing a gift to the giveaway. Yay!
Yay.
So I am contributing a group healing session. We call it energize your vision. So what is the vision you have for your business going forward? What is the vision you have for your goals that you are taking action on in 2025? So this is going to be a group biofield tuning session. There's a hockey puck, by the Canadian hockey puck, and a tuning fork, and the intuitive insights that I receive through them to energize your vision and to clear away whatever the boulders might be that you have set in the road between you and your goals, so that you actually are in action towards your goals and accomplishing more, reaching farther, working with whatever beliefs you may have that hold you back from taking action. So there's also the real power of the group energy. I've been doing these biofield tuning group sessions for a while, and the power of the group is like so huge. It expands the impact of your energy.
Oh, you can't hear you when you lean back too far. So you got to stay close to your microphone. So make sure you say the name of your gift again for everybody.
Energize your vision. Group sound healing for your business goals in 2020.
Awesome. So everybody who's there, you can go to grandconnection.ca. The giveaway is under promotions on the website. It'll soon be a pop-up starting shortly because it just started. So you are the first person we're talking about your gift, and the grand giveaway runs throughout all of January. There's lots of different gifts. It's one of our biggest collaboration marketing programs of the season. It'll be throughout January, and members of the community all contribute a gift. And you have many opportunities to learn new skills, receive wonderful gifts like this one here today, and of course, take part in growing who you are and your business. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much, Sandra Lee, for sharing this with everybody. Just share with everybody your website URL in case it didn't come through in the chat for everybody where they can reach you.
miracleinspirations.com.
Okay, miracleinspirations.com, in case that wasn't clear. I know her audio has been a little bit on and off here and there. So thank you so much, everybody. Happy New Year. We have lots going on at the Grand Connection about vision and goal setting this month. We have a VA mixer coming up in the middle of the month, the third Thursday, which if you have a goal to find ways to delegate, this is a great way to learn how to delegate and where to find great help. So come and join us. I welcome you to learn all about the Grand Connection at grandconnection.ca, and see you very soon to connect, create, and collaborate. Thank you so much today, Sandra Lee.
Thank you, everybody.
I look forward to enjoying